Welcome to my video on contouring and highlighting. Here's a comparison. On the right you can see how my face looks slimmer, the nose and the nasal bridge looks more refined, and all the face has a more put together look. And here you can see from the side, light appears to be bouncing off, and there appears to be a shadow for a cheekbone that I don't really have. So I'm going to show you a few products that you can use, and then we'll get started. This is just a CoverGirl concealer stick in way too many shades dark for me, and so you can use it for contouring. I'm not going to today, but it's one option that you have. I'm going to be using NARS Laguna. NARS is a fantastic company. Their bronzers do not have any red or orange in them, so they create the look of a shadow quite effectively. This is the Revlon Color Stay Concealer, and it is just a shade too light for me, and so I can use it as a highlighter. It's really hard for me to find things too light for me because I am so pale. This is the Benefit Watts Up stick, and it is a highlighter. You just rub it on your face and blend it in, and you will get this beautiful shimmer that kind of glows and reflects light. This is an angled blush brush. There are contouring brushes, but I prefer this brush, so use whatever makes you comfortable. I think that brush is by Sephora. I had my face highlighted earlier in the day. I tried to rub it off. I didn't get quite all of it, but I will explain everything. So I'm just loading my brush with Laguna by NARS. You start at the top of the ear. This is where you want your cheekbone to appear to start, and you will go toward and fade toward the corner of the mouth. See, I don't have cheekbones. I have a chubby face. The darker you go towards the corner of the mouth, the more dramatic the look. If you were going to do something like theater makeup or drag queen makeup, you would definitely go very dark toward the mouth. For an everyday look, you would fade it a little bit more, like halfway. You would fade. And here I'm just loading my brush, or not loading my brush, I'm darkening it by the hairline. So you want it to be darkest and go into the hairline so that you have that appearance of a shadow. If it breaks with the hairline or it doesn't go all the way to the hairline, it's not going to look like a shadow. And so there you can see how it looks more like a shadow than if it were not to connect with the hairline. And I oftentimes brush into the hair to make sure that I meet there. And there we are working at the top of the ear, and we're going to go to the corner of the mouth, and that will give you your perfect cheek. And I am just darkening it up by the ear to really give me that shadow, and fading it toward the corner of the mouth, cutting across my chubby cheek. I don't have a cheekbone, but never fear. Don't need plastic surgery. I am a magician. No, I'm just kidding. And darkening it up a little bit more. And dragging it toward the corner of the mouth. And there you can see a little bit how it creates the indenting. It kind of creates the look of an indent, as if I did have these wonderful cheekbones. Okay, so if those do look a little severe to you, don't worry. I'll show you how to kind of soften them up a little bit later, but first we're going to move on and we're going to contour. You're going to want to contour up into your temples, and not all the way across like the middle of your head, but in the corners right there, kind of above the end of your eyebrow. This makes your forehead look smaller, and it also brings the look together. Thin people have smaller faces. It makes your face look smaller. So, who doesn't want that? It also emphasizes your eyes and draws attention to the features that you would prefer people look at. So there you can see that. Now I'm going to define my nose. I do not have a very defined nose. I do not really have a very defined nasal bridge. And so I am going to dip into the NARS Laguna again, and I am going to create a really defined nose. And I started up under the eyebrow and just followed the bridge where I'd like to go and swept underneath the tip. You definitely want to sweep underneath that. It shortens the nose, it creates a sharper look, and it brings it together. It will look quite stark if you are contouring your face with this darker contour powder and you don't follow all the way through the tip of your nose. You can use this method to create whatever nose you want. You do not need plastic surgery, ladies. If you want a thinner nose one day, you can disguise bumps with this. You can disguise if you have wider areas from a break. You can do anything with this. And just play with it and see how it looks. The key to this is blending it out and not going too dark. Believe it or not, even though you feel like when you're putting this makeup on your nose, people are going to see it, they really don't. And especially if you do it well and you blend it out. And here I am just following up to the top of the nasal bridge, and you can see there my nose already looks quite defined. Under the lip, some people who have smaller lips do like to define right under their bottom lip, and that creates a shadow that makes it look like they have a fuller lip. And here I am using the Watts Up stick to highlight. You're almost going in a V, kind of behind the eyebrow and then halfway on the cheekbone, halfway across the cheekbone. You don't want to go all the way through, like don't go past the middle of your eye, otherwise it's just going to be too theatrical. And you make a swipe down your nose. This is very popular with like Victoria's Secret models. They always do this. And don't worry, I know it looks really shiny right now. I will show you what to do. This is a foundation brush, kind of a typical foundation brush that I don't use for foundation, but I use it for my highlighters. And here I am blending this highlight into my skin so there aren't any lines. And I'm blending it up the nose and smoothing it out. And under the chin. And in the corners of your eyes, you definitely want to put highlighter. You see how it opens it up. It just makes your eyes look much bigger. It gives you that doe-eyed look. You also need to put highlighter under your brow bone. I don't show that, but that's really important, and you can see it in this shot here. It really opens up the eye. Here I'm applying blush. When you apply your blush, just go a smidge above your contour and follow your contour. And instead of going down to the mouth, just go to the apples of your cheeks. And you're really gonna be happy with how that looks. At least I hope you will be. And here I have my finishing powder by Cover FX. I love it. I have on your face that you feel are too harsh, and this is where you can get rid of a little bit of the shine. Now I'm going to show you one last thing, and this is with the highlighter. This is kind of the Kim Kardashian look that a lot of people really like, and it's where you go very, very light underneath your eye with a concealer that is too light for you. You would let this sit for a little bit to get a good cling on the skin, and then you would blend it, but not out too much because you really do want that light look. I don't know why she loves this look so much, but if you look at any picture of her, now that you've seen this, you will see this immediately, that she has this very light concealer underneath her eye, and there you can kind of see what it's done to the blush. It creates a really stark difference. It's just a more dramatic look. Okay, well, I hope this has been helpful for you guys. Now you can see the mole cheeks. Oh, and one last thing. Some people, when they highlight, they'll do this almost like a 3 on their face, and they will contour the jawline. I don't, because when I contour the jawline with a darker color, I feel like I see a difference between my jawline and my neck. And there you can see the differences again.